Good morning, Capricorn. Well, it's morning where I am when I'm doing this, so maybe it's morning for you too. Either way, hello. So this is a general angel reading for Capricorn, and this covers June 1st to 15th of 2021. So let's get right to this and let's see what cards want to come forward for you today. So here we have some unicorns. So this is a general reading, and as such, it may not resonate for everyone. It's for all Capricorns everywhere, and so anything that does not resonate for you, that's fine. Leave it there for somebody else. It's all good. I always read in the uprights, so no worries if a card comes upside down. It's all fine. And so it is, much of this is about intention, So because I intend that that's how my cards are to be used, then that's how they're used when I'm using them, I know some people don't like if other people touch their cards, but I don't mind that because I can always change it. It just put mine back in, and I cleanse the cards fairly regularly anyway, so that's no problem there. So, some fairies here too. Unicorns and fairies. Oh, very light-hearted reading. Okay. Let's look at this here. Excuse me, I guess I have a bit of a croaky throat this morning. Okay. We're just about... We'll put out these ones, and then later, if we feel the need, then we'll grab some more cards and put those out as well. We'll see how it goes. So your guardian angels are the spirits, who are coming through for this reading to provide the guidance. I do not, I don't filter anything. I don't make anything up. I listen and feel and hear and see the messages, and they come through me. I blurt it out. You and I hear at the same time, so I don't translate anything. No, that's not quite true. I do have to sometimes translate it. If it's given to me in pictures, then I have to, just kind of describe what I'm seeing, and then you see how that fits in with you. But I'm not, the message is not from me. It comes through me from your guardian angels, and then I relay the message to you, and that's how that works. So it feels like there's some changes going on for you. And so, this beautiful unicorn is stepping through a gateway, stepping through a gate into, it's like a new world. So they're showing me that while in practical terms, like you may end up still living in the same place and, doing similar things each day, that for many of you, this change is on the inside of you, and your whole perspective changes. Makes it so that life is wildly different, even though much of it didn't change at all, because what changed is the way you look at it. It's extremely positive. It's something that many people strive for. And of course, as soon as you're working hard at it, then you're pushing it away, right? But for you, this feels like maybe you have been looking for this for a while, but now it's here. And once you're actually doing it, you go, oh, that's how it goes. And it's so easy. There is no work to be done, and so partly you may be thinking that, why couldn't I have done that, a few months ago or whatever, when I first started thinking about this? No, you couldn't have. The timing is really an important part of it, and it wouldn't have worked then. So no stressing over that. Just relax over that. This change does look really, really positive. For some of you, it is actually a change in home and even career or job, things like that. Maybe location, change in location. Um, Either way, it's like no matter what that change is, it's coming about quite easily in the end. Even though, sometimes you've been working on it for a while and things like that, and you felt maybe like it wouldn't come for, forever. Like, oh my gosh, come on, is this not happening yet? But no, the waiting time is over. Your change is happening now. Um, and so, if you were hoping to move to a new home or change location of business or things like that, then that's all coming to fruition now in the first 2 weeks of June. So that's really great for you, Capricorn. Leaving behind a bit of darkness, a bit of sludge, and stepping through the portal into the new, fresh, bright, um, the part that you can still mold, so the changes that are happening, you are the one who determines how things turn out, so trusting your feelings and trusting your intuition is going to be really big, really key for this. And you can create your own reality. Some of you definitely know that. Some of you are just learning that. That's all perfect. So what you put your focus on is what you're drawing to you. So if you're focusing on lack, or you're focusing on hard times, or you're focusing on an argument that you had with somebody, you're going to get more of that. It'll continue, and you'll bring it and make it bigger. So instead of that, put your focus on what you do want. And so that goes for this change that's happening in your life as well. Focus on what you do want, because that's what you're bringing. That's what you're creating. Anything that you can dream up can happen. Anything that exists in your imagination, you can create it in your life. And so anything that, when you're thinking something up, feel deep within your own body and feel like, is this a good thing for me? If you're not sure, maybe wait on that. But sometimes you'll know right away that, oh yeah, that feels good. That feels good. And you can trust that. You are brilliant. There's nothing you can't know. And there's nothing you can't do. It's your choice. It's your decision. So, okay, and so the guardians, because this is a collective reading, there are many guardians coming through. So some of you already know all that about creating your own reality, and you've been working too hard at it. So do you understand what they mean by that? So the more you obsess about something, it's a little bit obsessive energy there. The more you obsess about that, the more resistance you create. And so, of course, once you've created resistance, then it cannot come to you, right? So feel the feelings about that. Like, how do you want that to feel? How do you think that's going to feel once you've created it? Whatever the new thing is, whatever the change is. Feel the feelings. Let yourself sit there and go, oh, that is so comfortable. Or, oh, it's exciting. I can hardly wait. Ooh. Right? And those are joyful, fun, sparkly energy things. And that's what helps to get things really moving. But if you sit there and say, oh my gosh, angels, I really, really need to do this because the old thing is not working anymore, you're gonna really create some resistance there, and then the new thing just cannot come to you. It's like your thoughts and your words are saying yes, 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 but you're sitting on the ground pushing it away with your feet. That's really what it feels like, and that's the visual they've given me. So yeah, so okay, here along the same lines of the change, hello and goodbye. So hello to the new, goodbye to the old. Some of you will not really want to completely get rid of the old. So your angels are asking you to really feel inside yourself and discover why that is. Is it truly that you're not finished with it? Or is it that there's somebody else who isn't ready for you to do that yet? So if that's the case, or if you're trying to not hurt somebody's feelings or things like that, feelings are very important, of course, but they're not yours, and therefore they are not your responsibility. Each individual has to take their own responsibility for the things that they feel, for the things that trigger them. If you, with your actions or your words, accidentally, now this is different than on purpose, right? If you accidentally trigger somebody, that has nothing to do with you. That person is the one who has to deal with their feelings and how that affects them. Same as you have to do your work. When somebody says or does something in a completely easy, non-malicious way, but you kind of go, oh, ouch, that hurt. That has nothing to do with them. It's you that has to deal with that. You are the one who, you have a trigger from something maybe that has happened in your past. And that's how come that hurt you. Many, many other people could have heard and experienced the exact same thing, but not had any hurt from it. They could have just laughed and gone on, So it's up to you to take responsibility for the things that are in your life and the way you react to them. But so in this one, hello and goodbye, this is really positive. This, it's so fresh. It's so fresh. It's the natural turnover of how things have to be. So they're showing me a body of water, so an enclosed body of water, not a river. And so I'm reminded of a property we used to live on many years ago. We had a dugout, and in spring, it would have done it already by now. So by June, it's all finished. But the water would get very, very stagnant, and it would smell bad and things like that. But in spring, it would turn over. So the stuff on the bottom would turn and trade places with the water on the top. And while it's doing that, it's gross and sludgy and slimy. It was pretty awful, that water, and really smelly. But after it was done, the turnover, then it was much higher water quality, right? It was much clearer and stuff. And so it would do that naturally. We didn't have to do anything to cause it to happen. It did it by itself. And so that's what this hello and goodbye is about, is changing things up so that what you're finished with can go ahead and evaporate and be gone. You don't need it anymore. And this does happen naturally, whether this is people in your life or whether this is, an old work situation. Even if you keep your same job in the same place, maybe a situation or a portion of that is changing. It's perfect. It's exactly right. And so anything that you are thinking, oh, I don't really want that full change because, I might hurt somebody, or maybe, it's kind of scary having that kind of change, stepping into something new. Please find your courage, step into it. I promise you, your angels promise you, this is so positive. This is a really great thing. And so there is, with all this change, there are all kinds of feelings swirling through you. Even if you right now cannot see all that change, it's coming. Within the next couple of weeks, you'll know what this is. If it really, causing you angst and grief, and you're just not sure, and oh my gosh, what do I do? Talk to people about that. So this does not feel formal. Some of you already have a therapist who you see, sometimes. And definitely you can talk with your therapist about this stuff and how it makes you feel. But you can also talk with your friends, somebody who is likely to take nothing that you say personally, right? Somebody who's can be kind of objective and just help you figure out, the pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. Um, and so now, like your guardians are showing me that the absolute best person to be able to talk with this about is somebody who will simply reflect back to you what your feelings are, what you are saying your feelings are. Somebody who will not try to analyze anything, who won't try and, direct you in any particular direction. Somebody who just listens and reflects it back to you, and so that you can see it more clearly and understand it. It's for you to understand, not anybody else, right? And a lot of times that's all you need. Then it becomes clear. Yes. Yes, this is beautiful. Okay. So that friend, or that, whoever it is that you're going to talk to, whatever, is also somebody who helps you feel safe. There's somebody who's been with you a long time. Completely you can trust them. You know that if they start to go off on a tangent, which you don't want, that you can say, okay, that's not really what I needed, and they'll go, oh, right, sorry. Right? Again, we're kind of back to that you are responsible for your own feelings all the time. But we all know those people who help us feel more safe than others, right? So somebody who's not going to go blabbing what you say across the whole countryside, or the friend group, right? So your angels are also saying to you that your angels themselves are very protective of you. And so the more you talk to your angels and listen for the results, the replies, the more safe you're going to feel. The more you're going to understand that they also can act in as this friend, the one to help reflect back to you what it is you're saying. So being able to trust your guidance that you're getting is going to be really key. And your angels always have your back. That's their whole job. They have your back. And they're working hard to keep you safe all the time. And so the more you can let yourself feel that they are always around, the better. Yeah. So with all this new change and stuff, you're going to be meeting new people. You're going to be making new friends. And it's going to feel really, really good. Your circle of friends is going to expand. So I'm seeing that some of you have a very small circle of friends. Now I'm talking about, many of you have lots of people that you know, but I'm talking about friends, talking about the ones that you can hang out with whenever one of you calls and says, hey, let's get together and, do whatever it is that you tend to do together. And you're always interested in doing that. You feel good when you're with those people. You feel safe, and you feel like you can laugh, and you can joke around, you can relax, you can do nothing together. Those people, you're going to have more of those coming in. And so again, now your angels are reminding you that what you think about, you're creating. And so deliberately attract those new friends. And they are, do you see all the butterflies? They're bright new friends. And they're, you know, this is new friendships just evolving, just being born. And so it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really good. And to be able to socialize and have fun, yeah, that's going to be great. Okay, so let's see. We'll just pull one daily guidance card here and see. Assertiveness. All right, so with all this change that's going on, there are some parts of this where you're going to have to stand your ground. That there will be somebody else wanting it to go this way, and you were going to go, I cannot do that. And so now, okay, I'm being reminded to tell you, assertive is different from aggressive. Keep those changes, those differences in mind. You do not want to be aggressive. The other person or people involved might be aggressive. There is no need whatsoever for you to follow suit. You just need to be firm and say, no, I'm sorry, that won't work for me. You don't even have to give a reason. But you do have to know for sure that that is what you need. And you will. You will. You'll know right away that that one thing or two things or whatever are just not going to be something that resonates with you. If you end up having doubts that you think, well, it can't all be perfect. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So I'm being shown that the other person or parties who are trying to, sometimes, certainly not in every situation, but sometimes they're going to be trying to force an issue. Their main goal is not really the actual thing that is up for grabs. That's the point of contention. They are just looking for power. They're looking to see how far they can push you before you say, nope, that's not gonna work. And so you just have to be firm, because they don't actually care about the thing, where for you, that's the whole basis of the thing, right? And so, so just holding your ground and saying, no, I need it this way instead. And, you know, if there's some parts of that you can compromise on, that'll be good. But you know, the parts that are just you're firm on, well, stay firm. Keep your boundaries. And that'll do everybody good. That way everybody understands each other too. You know, then they understand that there are things that you're not able to budge on, things that matter to you, right? And so that is exactly perfect. Okay, so that's a great reading for you, Capricorn. Okay, so if you can hang around for another minute or two, I'll ask you to join with me, and we will send love to the whole world. So, whew. Oh yeah, we need this, don't we? Oh boy. Okay, sending love, sending acceptance, sending health and healing, and sending beauty. The knowledge of the world is so beautiful. Making it so that everybody can see that with their own eyes. That's really lovely. Okay. I thank you so much, Capricorn. Have a great 2 weeks of June, and I will talk to you again soon.